is Wayne Norton. We're here in your studio in San Marcos, California. Tell me about your studio.
My first studio is down the street from here. When I got out of Brooks Institute in 1982, I came down here from Santa Barbara and just started my small commercial studio, which I call Norton Photography, and have mostly been doing that since then, but I'm now transitioning into fine art photography exclusively. So I'm about to leave all this behind, including a lot of overhead. I'm interested in art and fine art photography, and the commercial work just isn't as artistically fulfilling, and ready to, while I still have some time left, dedicate myself to that.
When you talk about fine art photography, what are you talking about?
As you know, I did a series of still life photographs of stuff I brought back from the desert. I'm really interested in still life, and I've done a lot of that commercially, and now, applying those skills and experience to fine art. I'm also doing landscape photography. So currently, those are the projects I'm working on. I'm doing desert landscapes and panoramic landscapes in Iowa. That's where I'm from, and I go back there, and really into that series, but I can only work on it when I'm back there. But they're all very narrative type landscapes of the disappearing rural culture. So it's all in Iowa, but it really applies to the different rural parts of America. That's something I'm shooting with a 6x17 Fuji camera, and the final prints are 20 by 60 inches. So it's a pretty ambitious project. And I just started a relationship with a gallery in Des Moines that's representing me for that work. And then I'm shooting desert landscapes, which are also highly narrative, and they're a similar theme to the still life photos which appeared in the Lenswork magazine.
Now you have a copy of Lenswork in your hand.
Yeah.
And that's volume or issue number what?
66.
How did you create these images?
Well, they were all made in here. I've been collecting basically junk from the desert. That's where I go most weekends. I just love the desert and go explore, and I would bring back interesting objects. And initially I did self-promotional photos for my commercial work with some of these objects, such as rusty cans and that type of thing. And that went on for at least 10 years, and I finally decided, I kept coming back to that subject matter, and I wanted to do something more meaningful. And so I came up with this idea. I call it desert relations, and all the pictures are suggestive of relations usually between man and nature, and
it seems like there's a bit of irony in some of them. No shooting here, for example.
Yeah.
Do you have that photograph?
Yeah, let's see, I think that was back this way. Yeah, I mean, they all, at least to me, say something, and I hope that, viewers will find them interesting enough to look at them and maybe find their own meaning, if not what I had intended to. They're intentionally sort of open-ended as far as how you can interpret them. Some have a little bit of humor mixed in with them, some are more serious than others. But so anyway, with all this stuff I had been collecting, I started this series, and then I collected more because I would get ideas for new photographs. And
what did you mean by the photograph there on my left, your right? It looks like a tortoise shell among a bunch of tin cans.
Yeah, that, well, like I said, they're intentionally sort of open to interpretation, but I originally titled the picture Discarded Containers. So there's a field of rusty cans that I got in the desert. The shell is the shell of a desert tortoise, which is an endangered species. And As usual, it's endangered because of man's activities. That's really the extent of the idea there, and it's kind of relating the two, and you can kind of make what you want of it. But
on the other side, you have, it looks like a single bone amid a desolate field.
what you call the desolate field is a piece of metal with bullet holes in it. And to me, it looked like it reminded me of like a moonscape, and that's, it's just sort of suggestive of how I feel that the human species in general is treating the earth.
Do you consider yourself in any way an environmentalist?
Yeah, I'm pretty much of an environmentalist. I consider that sort of secondary in the series. I think even though I have that message there, I'm most interested in the artistic expression, but it's, the environmental concerns are definitely part of the theme there.